Hey, good morning guys. Ed Froelich with The First Time Gardener. Just bringing you here this morning for a weekly checkup on our garden. I wanted to start off with showing you kind of what a routine is once a week. So I have a video out of composting and why it's good to compost and how to compost for your garden. It's one of the first couple videos I made on this channel. I'll put a link in this description here to go back to that. But anyway, this is an update on the garden. I wanted to show you a routine that I do in the mornings to flip this compost over. And it's important that you do flip it. I try to do it once a week, so that way you're getting everything incorporated into there, and it can break down and become compost. So you can see on the top over here was the last time that I mowed my grass. It was a little high, so I had a lot of grass that I raked up and put in there. So we're just going to take this pile, we're going to turn it over onto there, and we're just going to leave it sit, because in a few weeks when we get the garden ready for the fall planting, I'm going to be using all this compost in some of my beds, earth beds, and my raised beds. So anyway, here we go. And you can see this is how you got to turn it over, and you want to make sure that you get all the other exposed grass. And here, I want to show you this here. This is when you know that your compost is very rich. See that? Where'd he go? You see the earthworm? So a good compost is very good and vibrant is when you find those worms in the compost. You know it's doing its job. I'm going to finish turning this over, and then we're going to take a walk over to the garden area. Going to show you some new growth if there's any. Explain a couple things. Going to be some nice rich compost to be putting in the garden once we start it here in a few weeks. Okay guys, as simple as that. Just come over here once a week, turn it over, and do that back and forth. Keep adding to your compost throughout the week, and then eventually you'll have some nice soil put in your garden. That's what we got. Now all that'll go, it's probably about 3 wheelbarrows full, maybe 4. That'll definitely go, all of it in the garden. I have 3 or 4 spots that I'm going to incorporate this to, plus other composting stuff that I'm going to buy from the store, some peat moss, fertilizer, and all that stuff. So, but that's a couple weeks out yet till we do that, and of course I'll take you along when we do that. All right, so that's it for this part. It's about 7:30 in the morning. We've got this turned, so let's head over to the garden. We're going to give you a week update from when we planted all of our seeds. See what's happening. All right, let's walk over there. Back over at the garden. Here's the buckwheat still going. Still don't have, still hasn't really gone to seed yet. But there's a lot of seeds forming. They just haven't gone to seed. The area that I planted my green beans, now I've had some caterpillars or something come into it, so this is the only one that is looking really good that the bugs haven't got to. You can see what they did to this one, and the one right next to it. and they just ate them up. So I went ahead yesterday and I planted 4 more seeds around each one where I had them. I'm just going to try to watch and see what's eating them. I've come out here several times. I don't see any bugs. There's no bugs coming out of the raised bed that I can see. So I don't know, hopefully when these new ones come up, you know, they're going to be okay. Here's a quick shot. These are the zinnias. It's a nice new little flower that's come up, and you can see all the buds I have. And I planted a bunch more of these zinnias here. I put a line all the way across and planted zinnias from the old flowers that had dried out. So we're going to see how they come up, and going to leave them in because this, I'm not sure what I'm going to put in this plot after the green beans are done. I was thinking of putting the cabbage, so I'll put cabbage over there where the green beans are later on, and just leave these flowers in here if they come up for a bee attractant. I tilled my garden area. This is the new area I tilled last week. I removed that center piece that you saw in my last video where I had my herbs growing, and I just turned this in. It's been a week yesterday that I did that, so last night I came out and I just kind of lightly turned it over with my little pitchfork thing. We're going to let it sit there. I'm still deciding on what I'm going to plant here for the winter, but this is one area that compost we just turned is going to go in. All right, so last week we planted onions, carrots, cabbage, broccoli and stuff. So here's my onions. They're all not doing too good. I'm really disappointed. We've got one little red onion, if it makes it. And you can see the germination ain't that great. We've got these coming up. So when I saw that, I was disappointed, as I just told you, on the germination. So I watched a video of, it's called M.I. Gardner. I like his videos. He's in the northern quadrant of the United States. I watched a video of him starting the onions, and he planted them super heavy in the same trays I have, but he just loaded each cell with seeds. And he showed all the way through the video on when he's ready to plant how he just takes the cell out, and he was easily able to separate all the individual cells. Now when I planted these, I told you I was trying to do this experiment, 1 seed in each cell, so I wouldn't have to separate them or thin them out, but it was pretty easy on his video of how well he separated them and he planted them. So on his success, what I did is these 2 rows here, I had some leftover seeds. I planted these cells with probably 12 to 15 seeds each one where nothing came up, and I'm going to see if they grow thick like his did, and then I'll separate them. Like, here's my idea. See, I had 2 seeds in here, so I was hoping when this came up I could separate these 2 and have 2 onions. So that one's doing what I wanted it to do, but the others are all singular, which they'll be fine, but I wanted to plant a lot of onions. So anyway, we're going to try his method and see. I'll bring you an update next week. They should be at least sprouting through the ground. I just planted them last night, so this is Sunday morning, so next Saturday or just Sunday I'm going to come back out here and see if they're coming up. All right, next is our carrots. They seem to be doing pretty well. Starting to get some true leaves. So the 2 little leaves that come out, the long skinny ones, those are your first 2 leaves that come out from the seed, and then they call with their true leaves is your second batch of leaves that come out. So they're already starting to form their true leaves, so that's good. Germination wasn't 100%, but as you can see, it's doing pretty well, so I'm happy with that. This one here is all of our flower seeds. that I planted, I have yet only one. This one right here is the only one so far that's broken through. So I don't know what the deal is with that. And then we've got 3 rows of cabbage, 3 rows of broccoli, and 4 rows of cauliflower. Now we don't have 100% germination on those, but I'm happy with what we have because I don't have a lot of area to grow all those. So, you know, if I get an area to put 10 or 12 heads of cabbage, 10 or 12 cauliflower, and maybe 16 plants of broccoli, I mean, I'll be happy. I need to increase my garden size in order to do more massive planting, but right now I'm just dealing with the areas that I have. Plus, you know, you got to consider the more areas you do, the bigger, you know, the bigger it's involved, the more time you've got to have, and it's just hard to find enough time to come out here and do it properly. So I'm happy right now with the size I have. All right, we got one more. Let me take you. This is the collards. So they're doing okay. I think we still have a chance of a couple of those others that might have been planted a little deeper to germinate. Here's my other thing of buckwheat, and I don't see anything. If it hasn't come to seed here soon, you can see here's all the seeds that are forming. See all those little triangular pieces there? Those are all the seeds that are on there, and they're going to turn hard and a dark brown, almost black, when they're ready. So they are starting to seed, but they're not ready. And the new one here that I just did, they're going to need the most composting. The others all have a little bit in, but these generally don't have much at all, if none. I think I put some leaves in this one here last winter that I raked up in the yard. I threw them in here, ran them over with my mower, turned it in. I've got maybe 1 or 2 bags of black cow, and I have some potting soil, new and used, of some plants that had done their cycle. I put that in here. So there's not a whole lot. So what I'll be doing in here is I'm going to cut this down and turn this in. You know, this is the first time dealing with this stuff, so I kind of keep going back and forth whether I want to let it go to seed or chop it down now and let it, I mean, the seed's pretty cheap to buy rather than go through all this hassle. It would just be neat to have your own seeds. But I'm more worried right now about getting this soil treated and get it to where I want it to be. So we might just come out here and just cut this down. All right, well, that is my update of the garden today. It's 1 week since we planted those seeds, and that's it. So we're going to give you another update here in another week. We'll see if those onions that I planted a little thicker are doing better, and yeah, we'll just see what's going on. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you viewing our videos. Please like and subscribe to the channel. This is a new channel. We're doing pretty good. We're getting some gravity. People are joining in, so I appreciate it, and love your comments. If you guys have a comment, I've been enjoying reading the comments so far that I've been getting from everybody, so keep them coming. Appreciate that, and give a big thumbs up. Most appreciative for the channel. Until we see you next time, happy gardening. Stay safe. God bless. We'll see you on the next one.